jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports.
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know the first in the building. Big blunts and boxing on deck. Salute to you, man. I see you. What it do? Salute. Shout out to Carlos Rosado on deck. I see you. Mike is on deck. What's good? Boxing Guard 7, salute. WCS 504 in the hottest chat in the MFing game, salute. Shout out to the 504 boxing fans that's out there, man. Salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Bills Boot Camp in the building. What's good with the Bills Boot Camp? The OG Mr. Golden on deck. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? We have another, you know, hot grease topic to talk about. We just need to cook, you know, somebody right quick because they think they did enough in this boxing universe to be a hater and a clout chaser without being called out on it. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the ones that when he was in lightweight division, you know what I'm saying, he was telling Devin Haney that, you know, he ain't did anything yet. You know what I'm saying? He did, you know, what he was supposed to do. He beat Lomachenko. So he was up there putting it out there that Devin Haney ain't did nothing. He ain't giving him a shot. You know, they kept going back and forth, and he made it a point to say, you know what, I'm going to fight George Cambozo instead of fighting you. I'm going to fight my mandatory instead of fighting Haney, who had the WBC belt. So it's been a time and a place where, you know, Teofimo Lopez has not fought what a lot of people thought would be the more competitive fight. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney would later go on to fight Cambozo twice in Aussie for the Aussie double and defeat him and then fight Lomachenko. I'm just putting that out there. You're looking at the thumbnail, yeah, clout chasing voyage team Crawford. Listen, I thought to myself, why not hand out free tickets for the clout chasers and take them back to the Titanic freaking cruise of a lifetime, because that's going to be the last time you do it. That's going to be the last cruise you go on. Why not make a clout chasing cruise just for these haters out here that's saying that Crawford is old and groggle? And look, in one voice, in one breath, Teofimo is back there saying that Crawford is the best fighter. Every time he mentioned his name, Crawford's the best fighter. He say he's the best fighter. I want to fight the best. I'll fight him. And then he goes in there and struggles in his fight. And then he say, yeah, after he told the audience to suck a D, he said, I'll fight him in the catchweight. Now he gets put in front of the camera and saying that Crawford's showing his age. I'm saying the blasphemy. Like, make up your mother effing mind, dog. Like, is he the best? He goes in there with Majumov, he gets the win. I mean, let's think about this. You, Teofimo Lopez, have had some struggles with Sandor Martin. You have shown that Sandor Martin pretty much had the same style as Majumov. He wanted you to come to him. He wanted you to get frustrated. I never seen Crawford go down Teofimo Lopez, because him and Majumov, Sandor Martin and Israel Majumov pretty much had the same game plan. They pretty much said, well, I know they're very good counterpunchers, so I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see what I can get from this. And that's exactly what happened. But the one who struggled the most, Tio, was you. You struggled the most out of the two. You struggled the most. Real talk. I must bring this back to your attention, because I happened to see something that I couldn't believe my eyes. Once again, the stragglers, and this is a person I like T.O., man, but I don't like his actions as of late. I don't like how he's been clout chasing. One minute he said Crawford is the best fighter, and the other minute he's talking about he's not this, he's old, he's showing his age. But yet, in two instances, T.O., you wants to fight the man. You want to fight him. You clout chased his name. You clout chased his name, and you clout chased his name. He was set up for a fight with Errol Spence, and y'all was clout chasing the man's name. Keyshawn Davis say he want to fight you at 140. You don't want to entertain that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to entertain that. People are trying to find out when you have your next fight, and y'all busy trying to clout chase Crawford's name. If you feel like he's old and everything, why do you want to fight him now? And what's the benefit of Crawford fighting you at 147? You're going to have to move up to 154, bro. So everybody that's looking and listening, let's take a look at one of the weirdest moments where I said Canelo is the new Diddy. Canelo got something going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Something. I wonder what T.O. had to do to get this cosign. Because all of a sudden, he's at the presser, and he's all up in Canelo's grill. And Canelo's been flip-flopping just like a motherfucking shark that's been beached. You know what I'm saying? You're vicious in your own, domain, when you're around water, but on land, you just flip-flopping around and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're showing vulnerabilities right now. Canelo up here saying 1 minute Crawford don't mean shit, and next minute he's easy money. But yet, for a person that don't bring nothing to the table with you, you want 150. I get it. Latino confusion. Wasn't T.O. wasn't he just recently the one talking about racism? Wasn't he the one talking about racism because they didn't let him in the presser? Wasn't he the one? Wasn't you the one when Crawford, you disrespecting the boxing code, if there is one, trying to fuck with a fighter that's on his way out to the battlefield? Do you believe Crawford would have ever gave you that much time? He never would have gave you that much time. Wasn't he waiting for you after you left the trailer, after your last fight? Wasn't he there? Let's take a look at this, because this is unbelievable. Canelo co-signed, and this is for educational purposes only. You know what I'm saying? This is via Fight Hub TV. And for those listeners that's on deck, can you do me a favor? You already know how to hit the like button. Come on, hit the like button for me while we get to this cook session. I only have 9. I got 20 in the building. I only have 9 likes. What I have? A bunch of insurgency up here just waiting. We have a bunch of link droppers, messengers. Do we have a lot of Paul Revere's in the building? They're waiting to jump on the horse and take the message back to Team Lopez. Come on, bro. I know y'all can hit the like button better than that. 20? Less than half is liking the video. Let's get down to it. You know me. Let's get down to witness the confusion, because somehow, some way, it seems like Teo has kissed the ring. Teo has somehow persuaded Canelo Alvarez to vouch for him to the public, to think of doing one of the dumbest moves that we ever seen Canelo do. Canelo is saying that Crawford brings nothing to the table. And Crawford is now a 4-division champion, just like Canelo. So if Crawford don't bring anything to the table with you, Canelo, how would you get out here at your status, the hierarchy that you have earned as a fighter? Why would you bring Teo into your presence and talk to the public and tell them that Crawford needs to fight Teo? How much did they have to pay you for that? I'm disappointed.
Sí, pero yo como le digo.
No,
No, aparte yo no estoy pidiendo esa pelea al final
claro
de
que no. La quiero para mi hijo, por
Sí.
favor.
Sí, no, aquí yo creo que Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then we'll see, right? At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They want to make that fight because it's a payday, obviously. But
So Canelo, who's supposed to be one of the faces of boxing, Mexican superstar, no doubt about it. No ifs, ands, no sneezes, no cough, no eye winks, no hints. He is absolutely that. He's him. Okay? But there's something else going on the back end of Canelo's career that he feels that he should have some comedic moments. And this was one of your comedic moments, Canelo. With all the money that you made, you seem like you're intoxicated off not understanding that people are saying you have a status quo in boxing. They're saying that Canelo has the right to pick and choose the decisions that he have in the sport. You know, that's what they're saying. Canelo has the right. Canelo has the right. But if they believe that you hold a position of authority, a hierarchy in idolatry of boxing, why would you co-sign Teofimo Lopez, knucklehead ass? You know goddamn well everything that you've been speaking on with Crawford up to this point, and you not wanting to fight him. Why would you bring a little guy up in there? Teo's no bigger than Crawford. Crawford is now legitimate 154. He's taken a title fight in his debut, a 12-rounder at 154, and went all 12 rounds. And he didn't struggle. He wasn't knocked down at all. But you have Teo that fought Sandor Martin. When did he fight Sandor Martin? He fought him at 140, right? When did he fight Jermaine Ortiz? It's just some fights that he's had that caused him to cry. I didn't see Crawford crying after the Madrimal fight. I didn't see him wet. I didn't see, don't go chasing waterfalls. I didn't hear the sound come in. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear TLC, doing the intro for Teo. The outro for Teo, waiting for the freaking decision to be made. And he started balling out because he actually thought he lost. I just thought I'd bring that into the equation because Teo is up here talking about Crawford is old and he showed his age. But yet, Canelo want to play around and vouch for this dude? You want to vouch for him? Stop it.
I don't want that fight because it's a payday, obviously. They want to make that fight because it's a payday. Like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not. Then we'll see. Right? Teofimo first, and then Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then yo creo que Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then we'll see, right?
Nobody believes this. Not even Canelo, not even Teofimo. Nobody believes what Canelo just said. Nobody. I wanna see what the cash app looked like. How much they had to send Canelo as a show fee. How much was the show fee? How much they charge you? How much did Team Canelo charge you for the show fee?
At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They want to make that fight because it's a payday, obviously. But I don't want that fight. I think Teofimo deserves more than me.
He's the king at 140 right now. We
Yeah,
need Crawford.
yeah.
Turkey has said
He said he's a king at 140 right now, right? And people beg to differ. The reason why people beg to differ is the same criticism that they're giving Crawford. You know what I'm saying? It is some dramatization into this. People are trying to recreate shit that don't exist. You know how it is. This is a dramatization. This is not real. They're trying to act like the performance Crawford just had with Madrimov somewhat mirrors in resemblance to what T.O.'s performance. They're trying to say that T.O. is the king just because he's a lineal in the WBO, but yet we've seen Alberto Puello make a strong stance in his recent fight against Gary and Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? And then you have El Rayo, who just beat Isaac Cruz, who ducked most of freaking the tough names at 135 and fought the easiest champion in the division. And then you have Devin Haney. You don't know what he's doing. He's moving up to 147, but he's there. What I'm trying to say is, when is he going to make a move to clean out his own division? When is he going to make a move? He did it at 135. He went up there and fought Josh Taylor, who was the former undisputed. Yes, you got the lineal, and you was up here claiming to be the first two-time undisputed fighter. But yet you haven't even tried to collect all the other belts to cement that. We haven't seen you call out Alberto Puello. When are you going to start calling out these big names, man? Subriel Matias lost his belt. Isaac Cruz lost his belt. When are you going to start calling out these guys that's in your division if it's so easy? Why do you want a guy who's a 4-division champion? And how in the hell have you deserved to fight Terrence Crawford? This is clout chasing on the highest tier. On the highest tier, y'all.
that he's not interested in the fight anymore. What's your reaction or your response to that?
Yeah, wait. Okay. My response to Turkey is this. Yesterday, they text me. They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Super Bowl, right? Yeah. They text me yesterday, and I say, look, I'm not going to talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this fight. Look, I don't like the way he talk, and I'm not in this position because of any. I'm in this position. If he wants to work with me, it's in my way, not in their way.
What was
I don't need it.
What didn't you like about how he approached? Like, what was
It's not the way to approach. It's not the way to approach to me. Look, I respect everybody and I respect Turkey, but look, if
He's just talking about Turkey. My whole point, it was just to let it play just a little bit more because that is the primary reason of the video. That was the main reason. Turkey Al-Sheikh talking. I just wanted to bleed that over into the conversation because, you know, that is something that was the big talk between Turkey Al-Sheikh trying to get the fight between him and Crawford. All of a sudden, he don't want to talk about any other fight except the fight that he has in front of him with Edgar Berlanga. And he says it's going to be his way. I can understand Canelo believing that it should be his way, but if this is the biggest fight and you always singing the payday song, payday, 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 aren't you looking for your highest payday? Who else is going to give you that higher of a payday? You're not going to get it from Eddie Hearns. You're not going to get it from PBC or Oscar De La Hoya. Where are you going to get a payday that's over 100 million or over? Who's going to provide that for you? So you're saying that someone who's basically allowing you to heavy your monetary earnings, I'm talking about unbelievable numbers. You're asking 150 million for a fighter that you have criticized. You have criticized, but your little puppy, Teofimo Lopez, you bring him and let him off the leash. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess he had to, you know what I'm saying, stroke you up a little bit. You remember the song? Do you mind if I stroke you up? I don't mind. Do you mind if I stroke you down? I don't mind. I think Teo had one of those moments with Nello Diddy. Because how is Nello co-signing for Teo, who is in the same predicament as Crawford asking Canelo for a shot and Teo asking Crawford for a shot? Come on, man. It don't make any sense. At least Crawford has equal. He has the accolades. He has the laundry list. No matter how you wash it, that shit's gonna shine even brighter once you take it out the motherfucking hang him up. Multi-time world champion. First two-time undisputed. Multi-time lineal champion. I mean, he's doing stuff that Teo only dream about right now. But let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you this. Do y'all wear glasses? Because there's a picture that I put out here the other day. And the only reason I put this picture out here because there were certain individuals that were saying that Crawford was being handled by Marjamov. And that's why I put this picture up, because I said Marjamov was wearing shades with Bomac, the trainer of Terrence Crawford, but Terrence was up there with no shades on. I just want to use that as example A. But when you look at Teo, we have seen Teo looking like he too was at the T-Mobile massacre. You know what I'm saying? That's not makeup, y'all. That's not a Honduran raccoon. That is Teofimo Lopez. Both eyes are puffy. Now you ask yourself, did he have a fight with Canelo? Did he ever fight? I'm looking on his resume. Did he have a fight with Marjamov? Who did that? Who had you leaking? George Camboso. Had you leaking? Who did this to Teo? Let me take you to another fight. Because he's calling out Crawford. He's calling out Crawford now. Dude looking like he tripped and fell and somebody was cutting down a tree and he made a mistake. Some wood chips hit him in the face a little bit. And then the tree ended up falling. They had to do a emergency evacuation and they barely moved him out the way before he was hit with some branches while the tree came down. This dude, this is two different fights. Well, Teo is obviously, wearing the fight on his face. So let me ask you this. How do you expect to go in there after clout chasing Crawford's name and to obviously, allegedly attend the Canelo private session? The wipe my mouth session and get him the cosign to say Crawford needs. Now it's a lot of respect that I lost for Canelo, man. Because you're talking about paydays, but you're trying to get Teofimo Lopez into a payday. And it's not like he's selling out arenas, though. He fought Vasily Lomachenko on free TV. When is he selling out arenas? When is he fighting on a big stage? Crawford just fought in a soccer stadium, though. Are we forgetting? Crawford was at the T-Mobile massacre with across the ring from Errol Spence. What is your highlight moment? Going in there and finally defending your title? I haven't seen anybody run Crawford out of a state, and a whole entire state. You were set to fight Camboso, and Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul came in and ran you and Camboso out of the state. I never seen anybody do that to Crawford, bro. Teo, there's levels to this shit, bro. That's levels. And that's why I'm offering you that free ticket to go on that clout chasing voyage. Because from what I know, within the coordinates that I'm seeing you on, the glacier is much bigger than it was when the first one hit. This time you have a little bit more time to prepare. Seriously, that's if you choose to select to go on this voyage, though. We're going to have a film crew, everything. We're going to go through the whole evacuation process, the whole emergency, the life of death. It's going to be a lot. It's just for clout chasers. You have been in fights that wasn't on the level of the well-known, the top tier fighters, and you have been beat up. It has shown. Like, this is you. This is you, brother. You said Crawford was old, but he went in there and got the job done, and he wasn't getting off the canvas, bro. I think this was the fight where you say, bro, do I still got it? I was defending you, bro. I was saying, T.O. was just up here bullshitting to the crowd. But now I'm looking at it like, no, he was probably really second guessing himself. He's probably up there saying, damn, do I still got it? Listen, whatever you think you have there, Teofimo Lopez, I respect the fact that you have confidence to think you still got it. But don't drown yourself. Don't become an addict with sipping on clout. Earn it first, brother. Earn it. I defended you for so long saying you was undisputed. And at some certain points, they were saying you was undisputed. But then when I look on the 4-belt era list, I see Devin Haney. I do. I see Devin Haney's name. You and Devin Haney was contending in the lightweight division at the same time. But when I look on the 4-belt undisputed, I see the Usyks, the Canelos. I see the Jamel Charlos. I see the Devin Haneys. You know what I'm saying? I see the Naoya Nui in a way. I see the inner ways. I see the Usyks. So therefore, I'm asking myself, why should Crawford fight you? Like, have you even been able to successfully get your name on the 4-belt era? I mean, you did have Diddy James co-signing you, because he's a hater too, that you was the first 2-time undisputed. But at the end of the day, when they show fighters who have been undisputed in the 4-belt era, do you see Teofimo Lopez up there? So why should Crawford reach down in the barrel and give you a payday? Payday. It's a lot of contradicting going on here. And Canelo, I am absolutely disappointed in you that you would even play around on the schoolyard the way you are. There's no way in hell, Canelo, that you should have Teofimo, no matter how good you thought it was. I saw you up on stage, playing around with Edgar Berlanga and doing all that. It was a little suspect. It was a little suspect from what I seen. Now it all makes sense seeing Tio up there. Y'all want to speak some Espanol. And I'm saying to myself, how does Tio get the cosign? Talking about, yeah, he needed, Terrence Crawford need to fight Teofimo Lopez. Stop it, man. Stop it. He don't need to fight you. Just like Canelo. You say, what has Crawford done? Why ain't need? I don't need. Why ain't need? Why ain't need? Why would you do that, Canelo? You have fought the names you have built up, even though half of your resume is in Mexico. You have did what you had to do to get to the status quo that you have earned. But to get to this point, knowing damn well that you and Crawford is on level playing fields, you may separate yourselves when it comes to the paydays, yes. When it comes to a country backing you, absolutely. When it comes to people just showing and serenading you with love, absolutely. I give you that. Your people come out and show out when you have a fight. No doubt about it. But I have to correct you on something. You know, just like they said, Marines 24/7. You know, the status quo that you carry, that's 24/7. So when you bring a stray into your company there, Canelo, and you are basically saying what he needs to do, like Crawford needs to fight Canelo, it brings down your credibility a lot. Because it's almost like, what favor did Teo do for you to get you to come up here and vouch for him, knowing that you're going against the grain of your own words? You've been totally against shit. You told Demetrius Andrade, you know, he's a horrible fighter. All he wants is payday. You're up here saying that Terrence need a payday, but yet you're trying to boost Teofimo Lopez up to get his biggest payday. It's a lot of Latino contradiction going on right here. It's a lot of goddamn Latino contradiction. You know, for real, dog. Like, is this just getting to the holiday season? Y'all just want to play around? Y'all looking for crowd reaction? How the hell you gonna damn co-sign this dude? How? No, bro. This is two different fights. What is Crawford gonna gain from this beating up Teofimo Lopez? Crawford is undefeated. He's 41-0, right? Teofimo has a loss already to George Camboso. You haven't even rematched Camboso yet. Why not rematch Camboso? When are you going to fight Devin Haney? Why are you not trying to clean out your division? If you want to go at the 147, go at the 147. You know, you got Ennis up there. You got a lot of names up there. Barrio, Stanthionis. You know what I'm saying? You got, I heard, you know, who you really probably want to fight is Brian Norman Jr. You know, he's the WBO world champion over there now. So you have people in your division. If you want to activate your WBO clause now, go ahead and do it. But to sit up here and finagle around and think that you're ready to step through the ropes and fight Crawford, Teofimo, based off how many times you've been on the canvas, sunbathing under the lights, Crawford would stop you, bro. You have been on that canvas too many times. And I wouldn't dare want you to be the T-Mobile Massacre Part Infinity. I wouldn't want you to continue to see that thrashing play out and you're not getting any royalties off of it. Crawford would stop you point blank, period, man. You've been on the canvas already. You've been on the canvas plenty of times, bro. And I know you get to a point where you're saying, oh man, that's showing my resilience, my durability. I can go in there and make it a tough fight. And I don't despise Teo. I don't. I'm very thankful I was able to cover him at a certain point. But you just got some stupidity going on right now. Now shit ain't adding up. Like you got a Bud Light sponsor and all this other stuff. What's next though? Sponsorship is not gonna, it doesn't get you a damn fight with Crawford because you're the first boxer to get a Bud Light sponsorship. And you know, you ain't the only, you know, now Xander Zayas has a Bud Light. You know, you ain't the only one. What does Crawford, what does that say on your box rec? Does it say Bud Light sponsorship to get extra points? You're not ready, bro. You're not ready. Just like, you know, if you go on, you know, if you was to take this clout chasing voyage, you won't be returning back to the ring. You know that. You know that. It's a dead end for you, bro. You're not going to be able to step up and get the fans. Look, you've done so much goofy shit lately that people are not even going to encourage or jump on board to say, hey, we want to see Crawford T.O. It's not even the conversation. If you ask them on a Friday evening at around 10:45, 11 p.m., when you know they right, people are fucked up. I walk up to them with, hey, I just want to ask you a quick question. WCS out of ATL. I just want to ask you about a quick boxing question. You watch boxing? You don't? Are you a little bit? Okay. You know Teofimo Lopez, right? You do? What about Terrence Crawford? Yeah, okay, cool. Would you want to see that fighting anytime in this year, 24, 25? Hey, put the gun away, man. I'm not bullshit. I'm not trolling you, bro. Put the gun away. I'm not trolling. Hey, my bad for asking. Okay, that's what I thought too. I just wanted to get your reaction, man. Okay, cool. It would get violent, bro, because they wouldn't expect me to ask them a question like that. They might think I'm around here trolling, man. Does Teofimo Lopez, would I ask anybody down here, say, hey, do you want to see Terrence Crawford and Teofimo Lopez fight? Nobody want to see that fight. Nobody, especially Scotty. Nobody wants to see that fight. It doesn't matter if Canelo, for some strange, weird reason, thought it would be humorous to get on camera and say Crawford needs to fight T.O. Get the F out of here, bro. That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. And you think Crawford's supposed to come down to 147 after fighting at 154? Then you say, wasn't you the one when you lost your belt saying, oh, well, we stayed at the division too long at 135? I know the whole layout. I know the whole timeline by heart. Y'all was screaming and crying, talking about they rob you and all that. What wasn't you the one that got up there and say you thought you won 11-2, 11 rounds to 2? Then isn't you the one that said that, T.O.? Were you a little punchy? Because if you're a little punchy, you don't need to step in there with anybody like Crawford, because you saw how he was lining and creating those openings with those 5 to 6 to 7 punch combinations, bro. You saw what he was doing to Marjamov. You say you perform better when the fighter come towards you. Well, for Jermaine Ortiz, he pretty much had a similar style, just like Marjamov. He was trying to draw you in. They was going to sweep the outside. When you waved Jermaine Ortiz in, he came in full force, hands are freaking active on the gas. And all you did was cover up in the corner. And you want to talk about fighting pound for pound? Seriously? You want that ass whooping? Now? What do you have to offer, first of all? A Canelo cosign? What do you have to offer? Look, let's get down to a T.O. Explain to me something. What do you have to offer that the fans can just attach themselves to, study? What is one of the fights that you want us to look at and kind of break down that you would be competitive? Because anybody that's really a strong, hardcore boxing fanatic, that's pretty decent with their knowledge, right? Are you trying to convince me that we're going to find a fight at 140 to convince the public that you're ready to fight Crawford? I tell you what. Just like they told Crawford at 147. Why don't you fight one of his common opponents? Why don't you do like Boots have done? He fought Thomas Delorme, even though we can't. He fought David Albanese. Fight one of Crawford's common opponents. You just don't get the prize. You just don't. Who do you think you are, bro? Who do you think you are? No, you got to prove that you're worthy. Now, I commend you. I have commended you forever and a day, and your pops, for being the Nostradamus that he was back then. But it's just not lighting the candle there, T.O. It's keeping it lit. You become a champion at 15. Yes, man, I salute you for that. Much love to you for that accomplishment. Beating Vasily Lomachenko, I definitely went for you on that day. But that time has passed away. That time is long gone. I say that time has passed away. It's long, long gone. What did I say to you? The time has left you far, far behind. I say the time has gone. I say the time has gone. The time is gone, T.O. The time has left you behind. The candle, it was once lit, but that shit ain't been lit in a while. They've been waiting for that breakout performance. You did what you had to do with Josh Taylor. Salute, salute, salute. Yeah. But what's next, bro? I say the time has left you. I say the time has left you far, far behind. Let me look some up for Teofimo right quick. Since, you know, he felt some type of way that Terrence Crawford called him trash. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, right? He had a very tough performance against Jermaine Ortiz, where I guess he's kind of measuring this fight. This is what I do, y'all. He's trying to measure a couple of fights off the scorecards of freaking Terrence Crawford and freaking march him off. Look, check this out. Sandor Martin fight was very, very close. It was a split decision. Yes, it was a split decision. Sandor Martin was a split decision, y'all. I say a split decision. Yeah, split decision, y'all. A split decision over Sandor Martin. A split decision before he's supposed to step in there and face Josh Taylor. Split decision over Sandor Martin. And then we went in there at 115-113, the championship fight. Finally, he gets his championship fight. See, the difference between UTO and Crawford. Crawford moved up to 47. His first fight was a championship fight. He moved up to 54. His first fight was a championship fight. You moved up and fought Pedro Campa. And then your next fight was Sandor Martin. You struggled against Sandor Martin and squeaked out a split decision. Bro, do I still got it, bro? Bro, do I still got it? Then you fought Josh Taylor, which you look good. You know what I'm saying? Because it was 115-113. You know, and 117-11. You know, you won a UD. And then you go up here, Jermaine Ortiz, and you're back to 115-113, right? 117-11 at the end. Both of the scorecards is damn near similar, okay, between Josh Taylor and Jermaine Ortiz. But Jermaine Ortiz, of course, was for the WBO super lightweight title. But at the end of that fight, Teofimo Lopez, why did you just burst out crying? What was up with that shit? I never seen Crawford balling out of a fight he won. I never seen it. Like, you say you want to fight with Crawford, but bro, you was balling with Jermaine Ortiz, man. Why? You was just happy that the secret society blessed you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just curious to know, why were you ball out crying? You know what I'm saying? Your tears was just flooding the place out. They had to call the fire department. What was going on with that shit, bro? And you want to fight Crawford? You just fought June 29th, Steve Claggett. And you went the distance with him. Right? A dude that's way more experienced, you went the distance. No knockout. So I guess you're going to come up here and you can say you're going to knock Crawford out. Because I've heard some people say you're going to knock Crawford out. Yeah, I'm had a knockout since Pedro Campo. You know what I'm saying? Crawford goes the distance once out of umpteenth motherfucking stoppages. Wasn't down. But if you look at the Sandor Martin fight, they say Lopez was down in round 2. You look at the George Camboso fight, Lopez down in round 1. I'm just telling you. You was canvas fighting. Oh, yes, he was. He was canvas fighting. Yeah, you was on the canvas fighting to get up. Can I ask the people that's in here that's listening, can y'all do me a favor and pass the word to Teofimo Lopez that he just don't need this fight. He hasn't did enough to get a fight. You know, it's bigger names on the table. You know what I'm saying? If Crawford's going for 154 undisputed, that's a much bigger, a much more productive and beneficial package for him to be exploring rather than fighting you. Like, he gets nothing out of that. He doesn't get your O, because you know how he loved eating O's. You know what I'm saying? He loved taking that goose egg. Even when it's not Easter, goddamn it, he loved cracking them motherfuckers open. Yours already been cracked. He can't get the yolk. He can't get the egg whites. He can't have a nutritional breakfast off your goose egg. It's been gone. George Cambosos is already eaten. He's already had a full belly off that shit. What is Terrence Crawford supposed to benefit from you, T.O.? I'm just curious, what is he going to benefit by fighting you? A Canelo cosign for real? What is he going to get, bro? Fight one of his common opponents. That's all I'm saying. Do us all a favor. Fight one of his common opponents and just keep his name out your MFing mouth before he walks up there and give you a palm reading. You understand that, T.O.? Before he sees you in public and give you a Caleb Plant palm reading. If you don't know what a palm reading is, ask Jamal Charlo. Let's get to the chat right quick. Bud gonna stop Canelo in the building. What's good with it? I want Bud to destroy Boots. I'm tired of him, Bozy, and his coward fans. You know, his fans is his fans, man. If you wanna clout chase, you know, Boots, he gonna land where he land, man. I don't dislike Boots. They're you know, they clout chasing Crawford's name just like a lot of people. I don't dislike him or his pops, but they you know, they clout chasing Bud's name too. You know, you show up, you say you're not gonna watch the fight, but when asked, you say you here for your fighter Andy Cruz, which is a good point. But what I couldn't understand, like, when it comes to, you know, fan-friendly fighters, he's lower than T.O. I mean, it was hot as hell out there in Cali, and he comes with a full, you know what I'm saying, like we in the heart, you know, when you in the West Coast, winter really ain't winter. Winter, it really isn't winter. But he's dressed like he's on a freaking winter excursion on a polar bear hunt. This nigga have a full thermal gear on with a hoodie on. No, that's not it, bro. I don't know what these young fighters are doing, but you're not going to get the fight. I mean, it's not going to bring any freaking fans over here, man. Like Boots, he's going to have his chance, man. But, you know, T.O. had his moment, but he hasn't been able to capitalize. You know, they need to fight each other. That's what you need to do. Fight Boots, fight Brian Norman Jr., fight Mario Barrios. You know what I'm saying? Don't move up there and fight Brian Norman and get your ass knocked the fuck out. Hey, don't do it, because he's not going to be sweeping the outside. It ain't something in his DNA to do what motherfucking you saw Madrimov do, what you see Jermaine Ortiz. It's not in his DNA. That's who you should fight if you really want to make a name for yourself. You know, that's somebody that's been in there with Tank, you know, Jamal Neasy, what's good with it, brother? What's going on? Commission on deck. Salute to you. Latch Puma on deck. What it do, man? Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. The OG on deck. What's good? Tio might be Latin King. If anything, he's definitely not the king of 140. Man, I don't know. Maybe you all can explain it. But how and why did Canelo... Maybe it was a wipe your lips type of moment, man. We don't know. For Tio. Maybe, you know, when you take your right hand and you extend it past your face, you know, in the back of your hand, your palm is facing out when you wipe your mouth. Maybe it was a wipe your lip type of moment with Tio to get Canelo to freaking tell the general public that he needs to fight Crawford. I mean, Crawford needs to fight him. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all must have been on some good tequila, premium tequila. They must have been on some good cocaine up in there. Ooh, that rich. You know how that shit may have been rich. Uncut. Uncut. Dan Tan on deck. Salute to you. Turkey about to make a Super Bowl event. Dope. Hey, we want to see it. It don't matter on deck. What's good? Hey, we want to see it, bro. We want to see it. Shout out to the Go Out TBA Boxing Talk on deck, man. Great live earlier. Appreciate you pulling up. Definitely check out our TBA Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Great live earlier. Brooklyn hit. What's good? What's good? AC is in the building. What's good? What's good, bro? I'm just saying. Louise, what's good? He said, I think he meant fight for some weight class. I don't think he's hyping up T.O. I think he meant fight for the same weight class. I mean, what you mean exactly? If you can refresh, you know, what you mean. I think he meant fight same weight class. Okay, fight same weight class. What are we talking about? T.O.'s at 140. Same what weight class? Crawford is officially a 154 pounder. He's made it clear that he wasn't returning back to the 147 pound division. So what weight class? 54? Because we just had a discussion about Crawford moving up to 168. Certain individuals feel that isn't achievable for Crawford to become out victorious. When it comes to UTO, that is just blasphemy. That is just blasphemy. It takes me back to the movie 300. You will be the one that's being kicked down in the freaking hole of abyss. This is 154 pounds. Omaha, Nebraska. That's how it's gonna be. It's not even gonna be close. It's not gonna be no fight scene at the finale where you run into freaking Crawford and your army gonna fight his army, and then both of y'all turn around and say, hey, no, we must handle this ourselves. The kings will fight one another to the death. It's not gonna be that shit, bro. It's not gonna be that. You have did nothing to get the fight. This is the perfect example of fighters having too much time on their fucking hand. T.O. is bored. You know, he had a wipe your lip moment with Canelo, the new Diddy. Canelo's the new Diddy, bro. Nello Diddy. And the first person to the motherfucking party was Teofimo Lopez. Because he kissed the ring. I told you he was throwing up those freaking secret signs at the press conference that nobody really paid attention to, but I did. And who vouches for you and then you wave like a cheerleader? Come on, bro. If you the king, T.O., you don't do that. You don't mess with a fighter when they walking out and making their debut and say, yep. What is that, bro? This man is walking out for his debut at 154 pounds for a championship fight. And you're there and you got all them other nut hangers tomorrow. Oh, you're going to want to get this footage. Sausage consumers. Oh, you're going to want to get this footage. Hold up. You're going to want to get this. These are grown fucking men, bro. You catch them taking a piss, man. Then the ones that'll have their pants like you was a kid on the ground, and they'll be wearing motherfucking panties of the urinal taking a piss. You say, hey, man, why your pants is down? Oh, I know that. I was just, what do you think? These are the new ones I got. They're called mint. You like the mint? They're called mint green, silk, sit on top of my ass type of panties. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, support the support. I want to show my love for crossing over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for crossing over. I just want to show my love. Everybody knows that Tio has crossed over. You should have paid attention at the Jermaine Ortiz fight. He went through some stuff. That's why he was crying and bawling out at the Jermaine Ortiz victory. Because he's like, damn, I went through a lot. Damn, I went through a lot. I never knew my tonsils can hurt so bad. Whew. My jaws are finally starting to heal. Come on, bro. You haven't did nothing for us to hype this fight up to say, yes, we want to see you. But yet, you're up there at the entry disrespecting this man before he walks out to make his championship debut at 154 pounds as a challenger. And you up there with some cheerleaders talking about, oh, you're going to want to get this. You're going to want to get this. Panty wearing. Real talk. Little bitches over there with pom-poms. Panty wearing little bitches up there hyping you up. To my, yeah, you want to get this right here. This is going to be nice. Who does that shit, bro? I mean, look, I don't get it. If Crawford ain't shit and he weighs too less and he's too small and he don't get nothing, why I see y'all playing different roles? Like, what the fuck is going on? Either he is or he ain't. Stop. He can't be both, goddammit. Is he a priority? Is he one of the best? Is he the best? He sit up there on Sway in the morning and he's talking about, I like Crawford. I like how he fight. I like him. I have no problem fighting him. It'd be my turns. It's my turns. It'd be on my terms, and it'd be, a money, 150 million, But then you turn around and you say what about Crawford again? What did Canelo say about Crawford on Sway in the morning? That was confusing to me. What did he say? He mentioned 150 million, but yet he said Crawford, he don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he moves around a lot. But then he says he'll fight him for 150 million. Easy money. Easy money. I don't like to fight Crawford because he moves around. But I will fight him for 150 million. And they're asking Sway. Sway said, so some of that money is Crawford's too, right? Yeah, I fight him, it's no problem. Easy money, easy money. So it's easy money for Canelo to fight him. But now people are talking about that Turk Al-Sheikh don't want to fight no more. And they're trying to say that Crawford is to blame. He's not to blame. Crawford's not putting up the money to fight Canelo. He's not putting up the money. Crawford won't be the A side in that fight with Canelo. Right? So everything is based off where the money is coming from, real talk. And then if the money is right, Canelo's trying to act like everything else will be good to go. But now the Turk Al-Sheikh saying he's done and he's moving on. Well, we definitely ain't talking about him moving on and then bringing Tio. Come on, bro. That's not even close to being correct appraisal value, bro. Seriously. The appraising value in that switch. Look, how you gonna say you trading in? You trading in a Bentley to get a goddamn 91 Corolla. You know what I'm saying? You're trading in a 2024 Bentley, and you want a freaking 88 Corolla and shit, bro. When it comes to accolades, T.O. hasn't did what he's supposed to yet. He can't say Crawford easy money. Look, T.O., you used to say all the time that these dudes was clout chasing. Didn't you say that about Devin Haney? You said Devin Haney was clout chasing you, bro. You used to say all these guys was clout chasing you when it was your turn. And when you seized the moment and you got the belts, you said all these cats was clout chasing you. Now, look who's the chronic. Nigga, you are the chronic clout chaser. You and Ryan Garcia are the most chronic, habitual, compulsive clout chasers in boxing. Pound for pound, the bum Christianaires of boxing. In 1 minute, I like to think my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Suck a dick. I'm like, huh? Don't y'all believe this shit? Don't y'all believe it at all, bro? Blue Hustle Man in the building. Salute to you. Canelo say it's easy money, but he wants 50 million to face a fighter that's easy money. Please, dog. Will, what's good? 918 in the building. Salute. Boost need to be calling out Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. True words. And Brian Norman Jr. too. Coming off Brian Norman coming off his freaking last fight, man. That's a style people want to see in that with Tio. Real talk. People know that style right there was more exciting than Boost Ennis, David Avanesian. Period. That fight was more entertaining than Boost Ennis' last two fights. Shout out to Mr. International Toby Bartlett. Salute WCS and the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. You know it. Blue Hustle in the building. I see you, man. What's good? Well, somebody help me understand. Let's go to the next. All right. Let me take you somewhere right quick. Let me show you something. Let me show you something about clout chasers and why I put that Titanic, that Titanic thumbnail up there. The real ones know why it's up there. We all know what happened to the Titanic. That's what clout chasers deserve. When you clout chase, you deserve the crash into a motherfucking ice glacier and go into survival mode to see can you make it. And then if you make it back to reality, then and only then we can say, okay, maybe you've earned a spot. You made it out of that. Now you might have earned a spot. Let me show you something right quick. This why I tell you that Teofimo Lopez is freaking clout chasing, bro. And unfortunately, he has somehow convinced Canelo Alvarez to co-sign on this shit. Okay, this is Boxing News 24. Teofimo Lopez, and this article was written by Robbie, and this was 8/7/2024, which is today, right? Teofimo is talking about Crawford must fight him, but it says Teofimo Lopez targets WBO welterweight title. Who's up there? The one and only Brian Norman Jr. out of the ATL. Teofimo Lopez say he wants to fight WBO interim welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. in Los Angeles later this year. Now you tell me, why in the hell do you have Canelo Alvarez co-signing for you to fight? That Crawford needs to fight you when you're not gonna make it out of the fight with Brian Norman. He's not gonna be waiting on the outside like Madrimov. It keeps on. Look, Lopez, 21-1, right? 13 knockouts. And that one loss came by the one and only George Kambosos, all right? Expects Norman, 26-0, 23 knockouts, to be elevated the full WBO welterweight champion by the World Boxing Organization now that Terrence Crawford has moved up to 154 and captured the WBA belt. And salute the team, Norman, world champion down here in the A. Salute to y'all. What I want y'all to understand is that just for validation and verification, Teofimo Lopez is absolutely a compulsive clout chaser now. If you're going for Brian Norman Jr., why don't you stay on track, become a 3-division and challenge to become a 3-division world champion? That's what you should do. You should be focusing on making up out of there without having a 2 to the right side of your boxing ledger. That's what people want to talk about. Do something to really put your name out there. It's like capturing the WBO title will put Teofimo within range of landing a lucrative fight against Crawford. Says who? This is where boxing media becomes delusional as shit. This is where boxing media seems like they're getting this information from people who's been locked up in a freaking mental asylum for quite some time, and they're just sliding their articles up under the door. And they say, okay, thank you, we're going to read these. We're just going to read them. We're going to let you know. If everything's okay, we're going to hand you a extra freaking moon pie, okay? And you know, yeah, we're going to give you, instead of 1 Capri Sun, we're going to give you 2 this time. And a pack of now laters. Thanks for writing. Stay in tune with your boxing. These writers are out their fucking mind too, because nobody is talking about Teofimo Lopez fighting freaking Brian Norman Jr. and winning, and he's going to get the fight with Crawford when Crawford is on unifying the 154-pound division. You're not going to move up there like Brian Norman is a walkover. It says it's doubtful that Crawford will come back down to 147 pounds to fight Teo, but he could move up to 154 easily. Look, easily once he's fighting at welterweight and acclimate to the division. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Robbie here is saying that Teofimo Lopez could move up to 154 pounds easily. I remember when Crawford was moving up to 147, they said he was small. He's moving up to 154, he was small. And he'll have so much trouble with Madrimov and all that. But now all of a sudden, it seems like it's a little bit of prejudice going on. Discrimination, because they said that Teo move up to 154 easily. Is this the same Teo I'm seeing? This dude is not that big. He's been on the canvas breakdancing, doing fights. How can he move up to 154 pounds easily? How? When every time Crawford moves up a division, oh, he's a smaller, he light in the ass. If he decide to bang it out with Spence on the inside, he gonna get knocked out. Man, get out of here. It said Crawford hadn't shown much interest in fighting Teofimo recently. But that was when he still believed the match against Canelo Alvarez was possible. That's no longer an option now that His Excellency, Turki al-Sheikh, has chosen not to pursue it. If Crawford stays at 154 pounds, his options aren't any better paying than a fight against Teofimo would pay. That's a fight that sells, especially if Teo beats Brian Norman to capture his WBO belt. Bro, man, y'all are jumping on the motherfucking tricycle with 2 wheels on that bitch. And the one that's missing is the one in the front. You are whoever writing this article, man. You need a goddamn blood and urine test now. Where Baba at when you need him? If Teofimo beats Brian Norman, the cat. Listen, you're sitting up here prognosticating shit just because it sounds good. Teofimo's view of Crawford. I thought the age would start catching up to him at 38, but it started at 36, says Teo. Lopez to Fight Hub TV, talking about Terrence Crawford looking old in his fight against Israel Marjamov last Saturday. So Crawford's looking old now, right? But as you look on BoxRec, like I explained, it's going to tell you what, Teo? It's going to tell you that he is the what? He's a super welterweight and the belts that he holds. Correct. It goes on to say they're putting out this thing that I dodged Brian Norman. I didn't duck or dodge him at all. All I want to do is move by fight. All I want to do is move by fight. I look New York. I love Madison Square Garden. It's a great home for me. I just want to try a different avenue with all respect and go to LA. I still fight Brian Norman. Crawford just fought. I'm sure he'll want to take some time with his family. I'm still stay active. I think WBO president is elevating. So what you saying is what again, Teo? What are you saying? We don't give a fuck what Teo fight in New York. We don't give a fuck about that. Now that Crawford just fought, I think Paco's going to elevate. Of course. So I'll fight for a world title. I don't duck nobody. It could be the end of this year or in the fall. Teo must really want the Crawford payday for him to be willing to move up to 147 pounds to face a dangerous puncher like Brian Norman. Now you're making some sense. He hits hard and is coming off a 10th round stoppage win over Giovanni Santillan last May in San Diego. It doesn't matter to me. We're ready. We're staying ready. I'm at 155 right now. I'm sure he's at 170, and that's fine. We just keep going like that. The best venue is Staples Center in Los Angeles. I know they call it crypto, but I always call it Staples. I never fall in LA, said Teo. Listen, let's see what Teo has to say, yo.
He's the pound for pound, so might as well follow him. Yeah. I mean, everybody's been doing 2 weight classes. Why can't I?
So Teo said everybody's been doing 2 weight classes. Not so much. Not so much. You know, in a way, he went from 118 to 122. You know, when you want to talk about 2 weight classes, yes, we can talk about Just Bam Rodriguez. Just Bam Rodriguez. Yes, we can talk about him. Or we can go back and talk about Adrian Broner, who went from 135 to 147. Yes, when he went up there and captured the title against, beating Paulie Malignaggi and then dropped back down to 140 and beating the Megomedov. Yeah. That's just in case you just want to go back a little bit. Moving up 2 weight classes and winning, that's the question. Canelo didn't move up 2 weight classes. He didn't jump 2 weight classes. Skip one and go to the top. You say everybody. I'm just trying to take a moment, Teo. Let me try to take a moment. Let's see. You talking about Jamel Charlo? I mean, did he really jump up 2 weight classes with the intention of beating Canelo or just for a payday? We have to exclude him and keep him in the freaking recycle bin. We can't exclude. We can't add him as if it has substance. No, we got to keep him over here. Let me see somebody else. Who can we say 2 weight classes? 2 weight classes. Anybody from 47? We can say Jose Benavidez. Because Jose Benavidez, I think when he lost to Crawford, when he came back, he was took a fight at 160, if I'm correct. And then he dropped back down to 154. Let me check that out right quick. Jose Benavidez. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before in my olden age. But I'm pretty sure after he took that loss to Crawford, he took some time off and came back at 160. Yeah, he did. He lost to Crawford on October 13, 2018, and then he didn't come back to November 2021, and he weighed in at 158 and 3/4 pounds. He came at 160. So that's, if you're talking about that, I mean, it wasn't no title fight, but he came back at 160. I just thought I threw that little nugget in there. Who else has moved up? And, you know, Shakur Stevenson didn't move up and jump 2 weight classes though. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me about rigging now. I'm trying to find some shit that's recent. You know what I'm saying? I can't go all the way back there. You know, I just wanted to throw Adrian Broner's name in there just to, you know, because most people may not know that he did skip over 140 while he was on his title collection. But I don't know who T.O. talking about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing it. Who's doing it? Who's went from 140 to 154 lately? And they're basically legitimately going up there for a fight that means something. Not just going up there for no damn reason. It's not that many people I can think about. If y'all know, let me know in the chat. But that's all I'm saying.
From what you saw on Saturday night, you know, were you surprised from what you saw from Terrence Crawford?
No, it's just that I didn't expect him to I didn't expect it to happen so quick. I thought like he'll start, the age will start catching up by like 38. But it happened at 36. So I think that's the only thing.
I don't catch up to me. Say that. Crawford Saturday night.
No, I thought he did good. He won. I thought he won. Yeah. I thought he did good.
I don't know anything right now. Look, there's my dad, Danny.
Huh? Oh, there you go, right there. What's up, Pops? How you doing, Top? What's up, man? I'm proud of you.
Something right now that I putting out this thing that I dodged Brian Norman. I didn't duck or dodge him at all.
That's the fight I think we talked about.
All I want to do is just move my fight to, look, I love New York, I love Madison Square Garden, it's a great home for me. I just want to try a different avenue.
And shout out to Fight Hub TV. You know, Teofimo Lopez talking about he just want to try a different avenue. But it seems like when Crawford gets a fight, everybody, you know, a lot of people have problems with who he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? He says that, you know, he want to fight Fundora, but Fundora's team, they go on a smear campaign talking about he has no likable style. You know, they don't want him to mention Crawford's name. And then he goes over here to Majamov, and people give Crawford very little chances of walking up out of there and breathing. You know, they act like he's going to be on life support. You know, Majamov, he's super lethal, dangerous. You know, they try to put Majamov as he was a goddamn assassin. But you see it in the last round when Crawford started to surge. You know, he was getting his rhythm back, his timing, and all that, being out the ring for a year. He really started to put them hands on Majamov. You know, it's video out there. I showed you the video. But this is about T.O. I'm not going to put Crawford, you know, up there on T.O.'s live stream because that would help with his clout chasing freaking flyer miles.
With all due respect, and go to LA. That's it.
He wanted a different location?
Yeah, I'll still fight Brian Norman. I mean, Crawford just fought. I'm sure he's gonna want to take some time with his family. So
no shit, man. Believe me. Look, he said he's pretty sure he's gonna want to take time with his family. Back in training camp to fight you. Dude. He's up there saying, I'm pretty sure he want. No, he want to get right back in camp next week to train for you. I mean, dude, are you forgetting, T.O., how long Crawford's been on the pound-for-pound list, bro? Do you not understand how disappointed I was for a pound-for-pound fighter like Canelo Alvarez to vouch when you know, like, they scrutinize every single fight that Crawford has, and the very one that people were anticipating for years upon years. In his victory, the glory was somewhat minimized because they wanted to say the reason why Crawford beat the brakes, the Bremo pass off of Spence, was because Spence was in the heat too long. He stayed in the division. Even though Crawford had already prognosticated, he had already put it out. If he stays if I beat him, they're going to say he was weight drained, stayed in the division too long. You know, he was right.
Still stay active, you know, and I believe Paco is elevating, not at Crawford's fault. I think Paco is going to elevate Brian Norman as world champion. So then I'll fight for a world title. I don't duck nobody.
Was it also the fact that it was a Friday that have anything to do
I don't
with it?
care. I fought on a fucking Thursday for crying out loud. Nothing happens, you know what I mean? It's just making the right decisions for myself now. That's all. Something I didn't do when I was younger, I'm doing now. That's really it. You know, I don't duck nobody. You guys should know this by now, though. You know, don't listen to those false narratives.
So, and ideally, if it was up to you, you would take Brian Norman in LA, more or less win them.
Could be the end of this year. It could be in the fall. It doesn't matter to me. We're ready. We're staying ready. You know, I'm at 155 right now. I'm sure he's at 170. That's fine, and we just keep it going like that. We keep it rolling.
Is there?
I mean, why can't it be at the end of the year? Like, I don't want, you know, when Brian put those paws on you, I don't want to say, well, I've been out the ring for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was too much of a long layoff for me. I had a tough bang 'em out, drag out fight. My last fight against Steve Claggett. You know what I'm saying? On June 29th. You know, you need to get back in here soon. You know, you need to get back in here soon, bro, because we don't want to hear no excuses. We don't want to hear no excuses that you stayed out the ring too long. And if you're going to fight Brian Norman Jr., you know, go up there and fight him, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you say you're going to fight for a world title and that, you know, you feel like that's something you need to do just like you did from 35 to 40, hey, do what you got to do. I ain't mad at you. Go do what you got to do. You and, from my understanding, you and Brian Norman has already fought this year. So y'all have the calendar open for a fight. I'd rather you just focus on Brian Norman and keep Crawford name out your MF mouth because you're just not ready for that fight, brother. You know, you're not ready for that fight, to be honest, man. I don't want to see you talking about Crawford. You didn't think he would get old at 36, but yet you go in there and fight him and he end up putting you on the shelf for a little bit to get your faculties back in order. I don't want to see that for you, man. You know, I like T.O. You know what I'm saying? But he got to get the hot grease because he's been out here tripping. You know, him and his freaking sanctified homie, Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and then tell people to, you know, suck a dick.
Specific venue you like in Los Angeles?
The best venue that you could think of, Inglewood. So I think,
The Clippers.
Where the Square Garden, the big room. I don't know. To be honest, I can still leave my ring magazine just like Crawford did. Crawford's at 154, but he still has the ring magazine at 147. You know, so we're just copying and pasting what these greats do, and
see, they say we copy and pasting. There's nothing wrong with copy and pasting. But if you're doing an essay there, T.O., if you're doing it for grade, it's called plagiarism. In your case, I know you wish you could plagiarize Crawford's freaking achievements. I know, T.O., I know you salivate over that shit. But I just wanted to correct you and kind of give you some details on what copy and pasting is. Because if you're writing an essay for everybody, it's called plagiarism. But if you're trying to copy and paste someone's career, then we're talking about something that may benefit you because you don't have nobody besides us, the observers and the onlookers and the consumers. We're observing your attempt to copy and paste. Okay? So far, you did well not copy and pasting. But if you're going to copy and paste and you're putting it on Crawford moving up and doing this, you have to win in dominating fashion, bro. You have to copy and paste some some criteria that really, for the onlookers and that we can just sit back and put our hand over our mouth and say, God damn, okay. All right, we see you, T.O. Give you that. We weren't for that moment. Like, yeah, you did your shit at 135, no doubt about it. I'm not devaluing that. But if you're going to copy or paste, you need to get back on track and really try to do something special. You really need something to emulate what happened in 135. That is fizzled. Now, if Josh Taylor would have had all his belts, that would have put you in a different topic of discussion, being 2-division world champion. That would have been different for you. But you fought him when he still had a single belt and a lineal. And, you can say what you want, but people are not going to look at it the same. They're not going to give you credit. But if you're going to copy paste the greats, well, stop degrading them, stop defaming them. If you're basically following them, that means you're extracting their criteria to basically emulate what they have already accomplished. So if you feel like you're motivated and it's something about that person that said, hey, I want to be like them, I want to be like Bud, then give them their credit. Just don't sit up here and say, well, it means nothing to me. He's getting old, he's trash and all that. But yet you get on here and talk about you want to copy and paste what the greats do. In this case, the plagiarism is not as bad. It just requires you to go through a difficult course of challenge rather than just writing a simple essay with a word count and turning it in for a grade. No, this is more so of a physical aspect. You know what I'm saying? You need to know that, T.O.
And in our terms, the way we do it.
147 was really strong for the longest time. Now it seems like it's just the Boots Ennis show that's about to start. Is that a fight you want to with Boots?
To be honest, whatever plans they have. When I think, I have nothing but respect for Boots.
Whatever plans they have. That doesn't seem like something that's certain. That's just like when Boots was asked about what would be your ideal fights, and he put Crawford as third and whatever. He can't make up his mind. Man, why don't these dudes just call out the fighter, say their name, goddammit. Say their name. If you really want to get down with it, get down, man. Say the name, bro. If that's what they want. Look how he's looking. Is that what they want, bro? If y'all want the name, if you want to fight the name, say, I'll fight Boots Ennis, just like you say I'll fight Brian Norman. You want to fight for a championship. Boots got a championship.
We've known each other for a long time now. We won the 27th in
we don't
2015.
Care.
We won the National Golden Gloves together. We were both 17. So
that.
It's a great fight. People want to see it, then we'll do it. I don't say no to any fight. As long as it's eye catching and eye candy to all of you that are watching right now. That's what really matters.
I love this interview because a lot of what he's saying doesn't match up when it comes to him and Crawford. He say if it's eye catching, eye candy or whatever, you fighting Crawford ain't eye candy.
So, however, my main focus is Crawford, and I know so it is for him too. So we'll see what happens down the line. We'll see what happens for us this whole year and for the next year to come.
Mm-hmm. Are you happy with how you're being promoted by Top Rank?
No comment, man. No comment. Anything I say at this point, I'll get in trouble. Yeah, we'll see. We will. We'll see what happens next. With Top Rank, ESPN, we understand their contract is about to be up in April. So we'll see maybe if they redo a renewal. But other than that, we wish the best for all networks. We just got Turkey Alashi into the mix with Top Rank. And we'll see what we find out now. All I'm doing is just dictating and taking care of my career. We put our lives in there, and I'm at that point now where I've earned it. You know what I'm saying? And just making the best fight.
Look, I'm not gonna go back and say he haven't earned where he's at. T.O.'s earned where he's at currently. But I'm checking the temperature on how Crawford's on the back end of his career. Canelo's on the back end of his career, really. He's picking and choosing what he wants to do. He's going the distance with everybody. But then the person that don't have permission to go the distance, like it's some type of xenophilia, hey, no distance. No distance. I mean, where did that phobia come into play? Last time I checked, this shit was legal. It was legal to go the distance, goddammit. But not for Crawford. Crawford cannot go the distance with nobody after he was doing what he was doing at 147, they showed very minimal love to him for doing this shit. But yet, when he don't do it at a higher division, they want to revert back to 147 pound and remind him of what he was doing, the very same achievements they gave him no credit for doing in the first place. Real talk. How strange and retarded is that? How? Tyson Fury gets full credit, gets put on the co-fighter of the year with Teofimo Lopez after beating Deontay. But Deontay was doing nothing in the eyes of these damn haters. But yet, Tyson Fury defeats him for the first time, and he gets credit for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Man, that shit work, bro. How does that shit work?
There's nobody at 140. Everybody lost.
Champion. Nobody wanted to fight us. They went the wrong route, and everybody's out. Matias is out. Pitbull is out. Devin Haney got knocked out. The only king remaining is Teofimo Lopez Senior. Teofimo Lopez.
I am like a senior because they're all my sons.
Oh man, let me get up out of here and stop sharing this because he said they all his sons. Oh my God. Crack is a hell of a motherfucking drug, boy. Shout out to Jesus, said this is the first time I see Boots fans, Canelo fans, PBC fans forces to hate on Crawford. Well, you know, they just validating the copy and paste. Call them the copy and paste freaking extremist. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk about what somebody ain't doing until they ain't doing it no more. And then if they differ from what they did previously, now they want to highlight it in a negative light. That's exactly what we see going on with freaking Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you credit and clap it up for you when you actually doing it in the same division. You doing what you're supposed to. You setting it on fire. Damn, you wiping everybody out. You wiping their nose, no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? Minimal adulations. Minimal plaudits. You know what I'm saying? Minimal credit given until you move up to a higher division and you don't do what you did to Jeff Horn. Now they go back to 147 pounds and say, but you was doing this and this and this down here. Why you didn't do it here? And then Crawford like, I thought you weren't paying attention to what I was doing. That wasn't great. I thought that shit wasn't anything that was special. I thought I wouldn't fight nobody until I fought Errol Spence. But yet I did what I did to him. And you put up all these full freaking collages of excuses. I get it, man. The hate game is real in boxing, bro. Shout out to Chastity Thomas, the queen in the building. Salute to you. That's what he say. That's what he say. He said Brian Norman, you know, he want to fight for a championship. That's what he say. I ain't gonna believe it till I see it. Because boxing is the worst puppet shirt you'll ever see in your life. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got shit on Sesame Street, bro. Boxing ain't got shit on Sesame Street. It's just too many puppet characters in boxing. For real. It's too much going on. Real talk. Too much going on. These motherfuckers, man, they be switching up on you. They be doing something, anything and everything. And I know why these boxers have a damn nasty attitude because, you know, Crawford said it best. He said, these are the people that's saying so much negative shit about me and we're in the same room and they shaking my hand trying to get an interview. And they're trying to convince me it's just business. What? God damn. Seems to me the fighters who have turned down working with Turki Al-Sheikh are the same ones who refuse to fight the people who the public want them to fight. Canelo, Tank, and Anui. Yeah. Yeah, I can see where you at with it. I don't know what's the deal with Tank. Tank has been on record as saying that he's making that type of money already. And he has a point. He said those fighters was going over the trick out of sheep because they need for him to try to get him that money. And whereas Tank was saying he was getting that money over here. But Canelo, it all depends. It's a touchy topic, bro. Canelo know he on some bullshit though, co-signing Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? For real, we have a wave. I don't know. It seems to be an epidemic now, where we have content creators that are going to the doctor for calluses on their knees. You know what I'm saying? For real. They have calluses on their palms for the wrong reason, for jacking the wrong person off. They're co-signing on the wrong shit. And I'm like saying to myself, why are you co-signing on this dude? What he had to do? Till ducking Keyshawn and talking he don't duck nobody. You're right. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? But he's not going to consider Keyshawn because Keyshawn haven't got a belt yet. And he want to son him. Just like he said. He want to son him. But check this out. Lomachenko gave Teofimo a shot when Teofimo only had one belt. You know? Lomachenko was already 3-division champion when he gave freaking Teofimo Lopez a shot. He was already on the pound-for-pound list. So for these people not to give Keyshawn a shot, or anybody else that want a shot that's willing to go up a division, and once again, contradiction to what these guys do, you know what I'm saying? Do as I say, not as I do. Teo wants to move up division and face Crawford. But yet they'll tell somebody like Keyshawn the same thing that they told Crawford when he moved up. You know, get a belt. Get a belt. Get a belt. Before you talk to me, get a belt. You can't talk to me unless you got a belt. Canelo went up 2 divisions to fight Kovalev, I guess. We're talking about, did he go up from 160 to 175 and skip 68? That's what I'm talking about, 2 divisions. I'm not talking about taking a ladder. I'm talking about an elevator. I can screen share. I can screen share if you want. You know what I'm saying? Canelo fought Danny Jacobs. He did. He jumped up 2 divisions. You're right. You're right. I stand corrected. Canelo did go from Danny Jacobs up to Sergey Kovalev. Good point there, Toby. I didn't think he jumped up 2 divisions. But good point. I stand corrected. Canelo did leave Danny Jacobs, fight Daniel Jacobs, and moved up to 175 and fought Sergey Kovalev. Now I could go in some detail about, but I'm not. He did. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's why they're the hottest chat in the game. Thanks for holding me accountable. Well, you know, I just didn't mention Canelo's name. It must be because I had on my goddamn hate blinders and I didn't do enough research. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Toby, man. Appreciate that. What was that at? What did I just read that up? Okay, there it is right there. Shout out to Mr. International, man. Good shit. Shout out to Haynes Legacy in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all pray for Haynes Legacy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going through some health tribulations right now. I wish you nothing but the best, and we'll definitely have you in my prayers, brother. Real talk. Andrew Charles, what's good? Hey, Toby, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? For not just being a chat member who sit up here and don't say anything. Dan Raphael reported that T.O. didn't take the Norman fight because it would have been on Friday and not a Saturday. See, here we go again with somebody else dropping some goddamn info. the hottest chat in the MFing game. I appreciate you. And Blunt's be dropping shit behind the scene anyway. He said, Dan Raphael reported T.O. didn't take the Norman fight because it would have been on a Friday and not a Saturday. I be goddamn. And this dude, I almost called him the N-word. With the A on the end, of course. Because if it was going to be the ER, I would have had, first of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But that, hey, bro. He just sat there in front of the camera and said he don't duck anything. Blue Hustle just said he ducked Keyshawn and he already just goddamn slapping himself in the face. You trying to tell me he didn't want to fight Norman because it was going to be on a Friday. Oh, my God. Come on, brother. We used to have Tuesday night fights when I was growing up. Thursday, Friday. Man, come on, man. I don't think he really wants to fight Norman. Santillan could keep Norman off of him. Santillan couldn't keep Norman off him, and T.O. couldn't keep Claggett off of him. Yeah, good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I told that T.O. wasn't going to play the Jermaine Ortiz. He wasn't going to play the Sandro Martin. Brian Norman. He wasn't going to play the Sandro Martin game or the Jermaine Ortiz game. He's definitely going to be right there, close quarters, and it's going to be one of those fights. And it can be very, very interesting, man, because T.O., you don't want Brian Norman to come in here and stop you. Bro, you had a hell of a fight with George Kambosos getting off the canvas, and continuing, and then you dropped him. I'm telling you. That'll be your style of fight now. You've shown to have trouble with fighters that lie in wait, that don't give you what you want. Andrew said Norman beating T.O. I don't know about that. Hey, you have the right. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to not be convinced. That's boxing. But T.O. has been on the canvas plenty of times. Norman Jr. was knocked on the canvas the fight before his last. You know what I'm saying? Aren't they leveled out when it comes to, being on the canvas? So both of them gotten up and did what they needed to do to move forward. Of course, T.O., when it comes to credentials, is much higher than Norman, of course. But we're talking about based off the last fight, based off T.O.'s. T.O.'s had some questionable fights, man, where he didn't look his best. And he tried to say he rise to the level of his competition. Okay, we got it. Let's actually show some honor to Bud, who you want to be like, right? You know what I'm saying, right? You want to copy and paste Bud's credentials, but yet you want to say he's old. When a fighter get old, you say, okay, they're getting old, but what have they done prior to that? Salute them for what they've been able to accomplish prior to the aging. That's what matters the most. T.O. said he lost to George Kambosos because it was the Matchroom card and it was on Top Rank. He would have won. So does he mean Bob buys off the judges? Hey, man, they've been on some Top Rank. Ever since then, it's been a touch and go relationship with them. I don't really get into the promotional aspect. I just know as a media, I like Top Rank, man. I like how they do business. I love covering Top Rank cards. So I don't know what's going on. They, T.O.'s had his say so about it. I don't have nothing to do with that. So much to the point I can't really tell you what's what except what T.O.'s put out to the public. But shout out to Top Rank, the flagship of promotions. Salute to you. Yeah. He better have a good game plan. You know what I'm saying? If club fighter Steve Claggett can mark up T.O., what the hell does he think Bud would do to him? Bud's gonna do more than mark him up now. Bud, when he's talking about fighting Bud, we're talking about MRIs. We're not talking about Neosporin ointment. We're talking about MRIs. We're talking about X-rays. We're talking about potentially Teo looking worse than Errol Spence did. Seriously, I see Bud Crawford really destroying this man. I see him looking worse than Errol Spence did. And a lot of people think he's going to come out in his next fight looking the same way he did against Madrimov. Okay, let's see it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see it. You know what I'm saying? But now you know Teo is a copy and paster when it comes to Bud. He's a copy and paster. So I don't want to hear no more criticism and you're copy and pasting, right? Instead of creating your own shit, being creative. You know what I'm saying? Using your, like you said, when you do things, you do something nobody else has done. But yet you've on record now being a chronic copy and paster of what Bud is doing. Okay. You better get on the go though. You better get going. You got a lot of work to do, buddy. You ain't gonna be in your 20s forever. I didn't know about Haynes. Yeah, for sure. You know, y'all give y'all prayers for Haynes, man. Real talk. Real talk, man. Good dude. Good interview with Bud on the Portal. I'm gonna check it out, Mike. Once again, the hottest chat in the MF and game. Appreciate y'all dropping me information because I just don't pay attention to boxing. I'm looking at other combat sports. I do. I just don't pay attention to boxing. So I ain't gonna lie. I don't know everything about boxing, but when y'all put information out there, I appreciate it because that let me know that I just don't have some freaking puppets out there. Just listen to me talk. Y'all actually, if you hear something wrong, you're gonna correct. If you got information, you're gonna put it out there. What's the use of having subscribers and people who support your channel if they're not gonna damn drop some information? Blunts be dropping me freaking information all the time. Shaw News be dropping me information. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the use of having subscribers if they ain't gonna really drop you new information? It's been some times I got information I wasn't even damn dropping in and paying attention to boxing. I was looking at the BJJ tournaments. I get some motherfucking link. I say, oh yeah, okay, cool. Let me do a live, man. Hey, you need quality over quantity, goddammit. That's what I say. Quality over motherfucking quantity. I mean, it's easy. Some people like quantity over quality because they feel like that's a braggadocious, tag that they got. Like, oh man, I got so-and-so tuna. I don't give a fuck about no 100, no 200. You can give me 10 to 15. If them cats are on their shit, and I'm able to benefit from that, man, get out of it, please. Come on now. I'm going to check it out, Mike. I'm definitely going to check that shit out. I'm going to check it out. Let's be real. Styles make fight, but that does not mean you're great. Teo has losses. Teo has one loss. He does have one loss. But he says it was top rank conspiracy theory. Oh man, top rank was out there, he had it out for him and all this. But look, I'm saying to myself, these are two different fights. But yet you want to face Crawford? Teo, you want to face Crawford. It's just not enough that's out there do you really think within a year this has just went away? This hasn't went anywhere just because he went up to 54. You don't have experience at 54. You don't have experience at 47. So the same mindset and the critics that are using this to basically describe Crawford's potential performance at 154, they should do the same thing for you, Teo. If you plan on moving up to 47, they're going to say, hey, Teofimo Lopez moving up to 147, man, this is going to be tough for him, this, that, and the other. Brian Norman, he a big muscular fighter. He going to be strong. Use the same shit. I don't want to hear what Teo did at 135 because y'all wouldn't talk about what Crawford did at 135, right? Even though T.O. did beat Vasily Lomachenko, the golden child of boxing. Well, he used to be. The golden child of boxing, he did beat him. That is the signature win on T.O.'s record. Vasily Lomachenko, which is a great win on him. Real talk, a great win. That is a great win. They copying Eddie's promotion style. They see how Boots came up after talking about Crawford. Well, the one thing about T.O., I believe, is still signed with Top Rank. I believe. And then at the time, Boots Ennis was a free agent. You know, they had to go to court when Cameron Duncan passed. So they had to go to court again to pretty much say they want out. So they was able to come to a freaking settlement resolution. So being he's a free agent, he was able to sign with freaking Eddie Hearns. I don't think it had too much to do. It wasn't too much of a selection to go out there. He couldn't go to Golden Boy. He couldn't go to PBC. So his only avenue was to go to Matchroom to try to get a big fight. So far, we only seen David Avanesian, a common opponent of Crawford that Team Ennis really didn't like or give any respect to. And no one can say that just because he retired, you know, against his better wishes, because he was saying he wanted to go back up there and fight. Nobody's saying he dominated Avanesian. It wasn't an equal fight, but, you know, they didn't want to give criticism to Boots because Boots, you know, he a good guy. But Crawford is not a bad guy. Boots Ennis, personality and media present, when you talking about back in the day, it's just about the same. I mean, he ain't learning nothing from Crawford. Crawford started making his bigger paydays in his 30s. Boots obviously ain't learned yet. Because if he keeps the same personality he got, he's not going to get any big fights like that. He's not going to make that $15 to $20 million payday because he don't do anything in between fights. Looking cool and being well known in your city, it takes more than that. If you really want to make that money where you can say, hey, I could take a year off, I could fight once a year, you want to start going in there really getting the job done. I didn't think he did that against Avanesian. It was times that he was just shining and shining and shining. Then he'd just take some time off and lay on the ropes like it was sparring. And then all the low blows coming to Nutcracker and shit had you out here singing chestnuts roasting on a open flame. And it's hit him again in the nuts. The referee didn't see it. And the fight went on. I mean, the shit kept on going on and on. You saying to yourself like, what the fuck are we talking about? Do he need to put a GPS the coordinates wrong or something with his uppercut, with his hook to the body? Mug is down south. You need to put some coordinates in there for up north. Something ain't right with this dude, bro. Something ain't right, bro. Real talk. I mean, he didn't perform and get Avanesian out of there like Crawford, but yet, you know, they're going to continue to keep Crawford in their language, just like a lot of fighters. And I just, you know, it's not for me to understand the bullshit. Like, I just look back on how much precipitated criticism that Crawford had at 147 with everything he had done. But yet now it seems like Boots, when he checks in, right, and they give him the transfer, he's coming over here with a clean bill of health. His service record book is clean. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, spotless. No discrepancies. And they're just going to put him in Harvard. Yeah, we're going to put him in Harvard. Yeah. But, you know, looking at his GPA, we're just going to put him in Harvard. Yeah, he deserved to be in the Harvard of boxing because he deserves that. Yeah. I mean, how? They don't want to hold him accountable for even 5 to 10% of what they was holding Crawford accountable for. I mean, Crawford couldn't do shit when they was talking about him fighting Errol Spence and he was on a knockout. He ain't fought nobody. But we already know I'm not getting on Boots today. It was Teofimo, and that's who I'm gonna stay on. They copied. I read that. Speaking of Boots, did you see the interview where Bozy said Boots would stop Faint? Yeah. Faint master him off. Yeah, I heard him say that. You know what I'm saying? Of course they're gonna say he gonna stop him. But if you would have sent them off before Crawford, come on, man. Like Jessica. Let me ask you this one question. Did he stop Avanesian like Crawford? Okay, then. What you talking about, Bozy? I thought y'all was supposed to go in there for a fighter who y'all say was avocado, Avanesian, Abisnesian, anesthetic, all that shit. You could not stop the man. The doctor had to come in there and put a halt to the fight. Stop with all the, we would have stopped that. Not, man, come on, bro. It's easy to go behind Crawford after he stepped in there. Fight somebody who we know gonna be a challenge and stun on them. Then we can brag about you. But you didn't stop Avanesian. Avanesian was about to go into the 6th round, and the doctor said, nope. Can't allow that to happen. Can't allow that to happen. No way. Hey, y'all. It's been like that before. If you think it don't matter, you should. About these fighters staying on course. They try to keep a potential fight with the promotion. Same thing happened with Carlos Takam and Anthony Joshua. They was trying to prematurely stop that fight, and they did it before it went to the 10th round because Joshua was supposed to fight Alexander Povetkin, man. They couldn't let it go past the 10th round because Alexander Povetkin had already been there with Carlos Takam, and the fight stopped in the 10th round. And Anthony Joshua wouldn't have stopped Carlos Takam in the 10th round. You know what I'm saying? It happens in boxing. They couldn't let that fight go into the 6th round. They didn't let it go past the 6th round because they trying to keep interest with Bud. That's been a mystery to me for years. The hate for Crawford, the double standard, especially from our own people. I can't understand it. Well, I tell you, from a person who's, observed, cataloged, retransmitted, it's not going to stop. And this is a perfect example of his fight with Madrimov. Madrimov isn't a black fighter. He received the most hate when he entered the division, knowing that supposedly that was Errol Spence's division. So all them calendar dates expired, and we finally get July 29th. He beats Spence up and wins. They hate on him. Don't give him full credit. They wait and wait and wait. The man was locked into a rematch. He did everything he's supposed to do because they were saying he should do this, he should do that. He was locked in for a rematch with Errol Spence, and Errol Spence pulled out. You heard very little people talking about that. Now he steps in there with Madrimov after Team Fundora didn't want the fight. He gets the victory, but yet they want to praise him. I mean, they want to highlight what they supposed to have to praise him for at 147. But since he didn't get the stoppage at 54, now they want to use his accolades at 47 against him at 54 because Madrimov was nobody now. He was the same people that they were saying. You had people at 147 that had more impressive records than Madrimov. But goddamn, boy, the way they was gripping and massaging and goddamn finessing, I ain't never seen the Madrimov, Faint Master Marv, fellatio, goddamn prime time going on leading up to this fight. that just happened August 3rd. They was damn jacking Marjamov's name all over the place. His amateur career. He's such a decorated amateur. Oh, man, we love you, Marjamov. Oh, my God. These motherfuckers up there eating popcorn when they said the freaking trailer, when the trailer was out, they was up there eating popcorn and they was up there shedding tears like they was looking at Gone with the Wind. He had it so bad. Oh, my God. Look at that. Buildings are in a rubble. Oh, my God. He had it so bad they shaved his hair off and forced him into the oh my God. They was up there eating popcorn, crying, having estrogen moments. Man, they was trying to find out a way to send freaking some flowers and care packages to Marjamov. How long has it been since you heard a fighter's amateur career be talked about so much than Marjamov? Because they wanted to use his amateur career to inject life into his professional career, even though he has no losing records on his boxing ledger. We didn't know anybody on there really. And then the film that he had out there, it wasn't anything special. But since it's Bud Crawford, they had to get up here and bloviate the shit out of his goddamn achievements. Man, he's a decorated. Oh, my Lord. He is a decorated. He has over 658.5 amateur fights with only 3 losses. He's one of the best to ever do it. Crawford does not have a chance. I'm telling you, Crawford don't. Man, I'm telling you. Crawford go in there and do this and this and this. Man, he gonna get knocked out. And though he beat Spence landed some shots. He ain't the same now. Crawford's going on 37 in September. I'm telling you, age. We're going to see Crawford. Man, they always come up with these envelopes of criticism. This shit is just packed. They just goddamn pack all the criticism in the envelopes, seal it up, put the stamp on it, mail it off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, send this to the YTC. They're going to love it. Send it out. Oh, I got more envelopes coming. Yeah, we going to sit up here and do what we love to do for Crawford. We're going to goddamn shut down any possibility of him getting any credit. This man go the distance. And now they start mentioning what he did at 147. Why? Because, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not cool. Don't do that. Don't sit up here and now bring in, you want to pull the strings and bring over these freaking accolades that you didn't care for at 147 and say, look, he was 40-0. He from Jeff Horn all the way to Sean Porter. He stopped him, but he didn't stop a 10-0 fighter. Oh my God. He's declining. His skill is dilapidated. It's over for Crawford. Canelo fight over. He blew it. Oh my God, man. I don't see how Crawford do it, bro. It's been a mystery for me for years. The hate for Crawford, the double standards, especially from my own people. I can't understand it. I can't either, man. Then the doctor stopped the fight because they misunderstood Avanesian. He was ready to come out for the 6th. I just hope they pay extra for that shit. Now, that's what Avanesian said, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? That's what somebody said, interpreting. Avanesian wanted to go out for the fight, and the doctor was over there saying, no, that's not in the script, buddy. Just like Lawrence Coles told Yardenas Uga, stop. You know you got the orders. Stop putting those hands on Errol. No, you're not going to, we don't want you to win the titles. We want to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Stop knocking his mouthpiece out. It's time for you to get that eye swell. And that's what happened. He stopped fighting. Spence beat him up. And now they want to go to the hospital and take the pictures, and while everybody hyping up Spence. Oh, he fucked up. He fucked up Yardenas Ugas, but Crawford fucks him up. Fucks up Errol Spence, and he's weight drained. I got it. Lomachenko was another with the large height from his amateur career. I mean, it's a different height that I'm talking about, PM. You know, Lomachenko was a 2-time. But Lomachenko has scandal from his freaking, you know, prior to him entering the professional ranks to record his wins. He already had professional fights. So, you know, he was kind of like a farce. You know what I'm saying? He was a fake, that we would call it. Not the fact that he didn't win 2 gold medals. The fact that he was trying and did enter the professional ranks to record his wins and attempt to go for a championship in 2 fights. And Orlando Salido shut that shit down. He had already had damn near 8 professional fights that he didn't record. They was up there removing losses from freaking Lomachenko. Man, come on, bro. People be kissing Lomachenko ass. He's the golden child. But man, they tried their best to remove that motherfucking loss, bro. You know, he became champion in his 3rd professional fight. You know, kudos to him. Kudos to him, bro. But let me take this picture down for Crawford, because Crawford, he shouldn't even be up in a TO live. You know, TO don't deserve that. TO don't deserve that shit all because he's clout chasing. But man, shout out to y'all. I've been on here for 2 hours. God damn. 2 hours for a Teofimo live. God damn. But y'all, hey, y'all make sure y'all send them tickets to TO for that clout chasing voyage, you know, paid in full by Team Crawford. The Glacier is double the size this time, so the crash should be much more, you know, easier this time for the clout chasers, so we can get some good media going. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all, though. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. Hey, continue to support the channel. Prayers to you there, Haynes Legacy, man. Stay strong, brother. You know what I'm saying? Stay lifted. Until next time, I'm out.